Hello everyone, welcome back to Campus Chronicles, the podcast where I share the wild and weird stories that happen when you mix college life, sleep deprivation, and way too much caffeine. I'm your host Payton, and today's episode is called The Wallmate. So picture this, it's 2 a.m. on a random Tuesday, the house is quiet, you're cramming for an exam, and suddenly, you hear scratching. At first, my roommates and I brushed it off. Probably pipes, right? I mean, this is an old, ran-down college house. But then it came again. Every night. Louder. More often. Like tiny footsteps in the walls. And that's when we realized something was living in our house. Now, in an old off-campus rental, you'd expect a few weird noises, but this one felt personal. We were convinced we had a ghost, or worse, a very determined raccoon or squirrel. To make matters worse, we had a hole near the ceiling of our house that needed to be repaired, and it would make the perfect escape route for a critter that smells a delicious frozen pizza being cooked in our kitchen. I'm here with my roommate Maddie. Maddie, you were the first one who actually heard the noise and tried to figure out what it was. What was your initial reaction?
Well, at first I thought, what are our downstairs neighbors doing today? And then after a few more scratches, I thought, we definitely have a new pet that we need to figure out a name for.
We tried ignoring it. We tried loud music. We even scratched the walls ourselves to try and scare them away. Ridiculous, I know. But the noises just kept going. Finally, one night, it got so loud that everyone got out of bed to listen. I've got my other roommate, Kaya, here. Kaya, how nervous were you that a raccoon would maybe be digging through our trash can one morning when you woke up?
I was pretty certain that if I did see a raccoon digging through our trash, I would be moving out the day that I saw it.
After days of scratching, and 3 college students going mentally insane, maintenance came to our house. They checked the outside of the house, and sure enough, we had a decent-sized hole outside the house that confirmed creatures were in our walls, raccoons to be exact. With these colder temperatures, it makes sense they wanted to seek warmth in some insulation. The raccoons were lured out, relocated, and our hole is now patched, with no chance of these critters making their way back in. Looking back, I think there's a lesson here. College is full of surprises. Sometimes it's a tough class. Sometimes it's a loud, messy roommate. And sometimes it's raccoons in your walls. But when you deal with things together, even the weird stuff, and always communicate when something feels wrong, it turns into one of those stories you'll laugh about for years. So here's to teamwork, late night chaos, and the strange little adventures, and sometimes critters, that make college unforgettable. Thanks for listening to this episode of Campus Chronicles. I'm Payton. See you next time.